Hi, boys. Welcome to the 2012 wrap up for the Thick Love Incorporated season. Um, Obviously, I am your third place finisher and part of the tri commissionership of myself, Butch, and Jason. I'm Buddha. Um, First of all, just want to say, hope everybody had a good Christmas yesterday, and I hope you're enjoying your Boxing Day as well. Um, Next, I want to congratulate Chuck and the Fighting Imps for winning his first title this season, his third Super Bowl, and he finally gets his first title. He deserves it, just like his namesake Tyrion Lannister. You can keep knocking him down, but he just gets back up and he learns and he gets tougher and he fights harder. And he had a great season, winning his first eight, then suffered some pretty devastating injuries to most people to lose your starting backfield in Maurice Jones-Drew and Willis McGahee, who were averaging probably close to 40 points a game for him. Um, and he's been able to plug and play and get by and survive. Um, and I'm proud of him. I'm as proud as a big bro can be. And if I can win it, then obviously I was rooting for my little brother to win it. And so I'm ecstatic to see him get his first title. Um, you know, what it looks like it's going to be now is we're gonna be looking for a new owner for the team that he was playing in the Super Bowl. I know it's going to seem a little odd to most people, but it was in fact the first time that team had, I believe, even made the playoffs. The formerly Youngblood, formerly PJ, and now formerly Snake the Cheater team. Um, so uh, Butch and Dustin have been sent out to find a replacement. I think a few of you guys may know the guy that we're hoping to bring in. I won't jinx it by naming who it is yet on here, but from what I hear, he's a solid fantasy football player, and he really kind of gets serious about it. Maybe not to the level that we do because we're kind of crackheads about it, but maybe we can lead that horse to water and get him to the same level that we are. But anyway, so we're going to have at least one new owner coming back in 2013. Just wanted to put that out there. Moving forward, the awards for the season, you guys should just name the highest point total award, the Budo Award, the Fantasy Budo Award, because I win it every year. I think I even won it the year that I didn't make the playoffs somehow. So yeah, overall record, I snuck that one out over Chuck in the last week of the season, the regular season. A lot of good it did me. I ended up losing in the semifinals again, but I won't rehash that. Best draft goes to Jamie. Anytime you come out of a season adding C.J. Spiller, Mikael LaShore, Torrey Smith, RG3, who you drafted and then swapped for Stephen Ridley, and then Alfred Morris, you have to call that guy the draft winner. And so congratulations, Jamie. You crushed it, and now you're undoubtedly one of the top four guys coming back next season. Best trade of the season, there were a bunch to choose from, and maybe this one's going to seem like not the obvious one, but for what was gained in this trade, the primary piece, Doug Martin, I think you have to give Sean the best trade of the season. He got Doug Martin and Greg Jennings, who did virtually nothing this season because of injury, but will certainly land in a good situation moving forward in free agency in 2013. And all he gave up was Jeremy Maclin and Matt Forte. So you have to say that was a big time win for Fluffy. And that team now has Aaron Rodgers, Jamal Charles, Doug Martin, Eric Decker, the aforementioned Jennings, a lot of really, really strong pieces. And it should be a big time contender as well in 2013. And if it's just managed at all, I'm looking at you, Sean. I'm looking at you to either, shit or get off the pot. You don't want to run this team down and waste the potential that it has for another season. We will remain your friends if you decide to step away. However, if you decide to continue to participate, we want you to really pay attention and be your old self, because your old self won a league. Your old self was very competitive. And if you're coming back, come back 100%. That's all I'm asking. Other things, let's see, we'll run through the Rookie of the Year. Also goes to Doug Martin. In total points, RG3 outscored him, but given the fact that RG3 was stuck behind Matt Ice and Peyton Manning for most of the season, if not all, it was very difficult for him to break into a starting lineup. And Doug Martin was a starter from day one. So you got to give it to Dougie Martin. The Dick Love All-Star team this season, headed up at quarterback by Drew Brees, Adrian Peterson, Aaron Foster, no big shocks there at running back. At wide receiver, we have Calvin Johnson, Brandon Marshall, and AJ Green. Once again, probably no big shock. Maybe Brandon Marshall sneaking in from a top 5 or 6 guy to become the leading scorer in our league may have been a shock. At flex, Dez Bryant noses out the muscle hamster. And at tight end, Tony Gonzalez wins with an asterisk because Rob Gronkowski would have easily taken the day at tight end had he not suffered the broken forearm and missed the last 5 weeks. So that's that. At defense, the Bears defense outscored the field by 30, and Steven Gostowski at kicker shows that it doesn't matter how long your leg is. It matters that you play for a team that consistently scores in this particular scoring format. So that's the 2012 Dick Love All-Stars. And lastly, I want to broach a couple of quick subjects. Chuck has offered to throw a Super Bowl party for everybody that can attend. Obviously, not everybody can maybe make it up to the upstate, but certainly he wants to extend an invitation to everybody in the league. And hopefully as many of you guys as possible can make it, and we'd like to have it double as our quote-unquote winter meetings where we can discuss any kind of scoring changes, tweaks really, not changes, any kind of rule changes. I think we're prepared to implement a couple of things this season that will make the league a little more user-friendly, and also we want to discuss anything else that you guys have. We want to discuss changing the keeper, moving the keepers to 10. It's been put on the table, and so we want to talk about it. And lastly, Chuck is willing to donate a good chunk of his winnings this season to the realization of a dream that a lot of us have had for the league, to not necessarily have a trophy, but have a custom made wrestling / UFC / boxing style championship belt. And I'm talking really high quality. And Chuck said that he's willing to donate a good bit of his winnings this season, as long as the league would match from next year's pot the same amount. And we're looking at roughly $1,000. So he'd be giving up roughly $500 from this season. And we want to talk about reallocating some money next season to get a belt that we will have for the league champion to carry around for a year after he wins in perpetuity. And believe me, when you see these belts, you will covet it. It will literally, if you have any sack whatsoever, you will want to own the belt more than you want to win the money. Like, it's a truly amazing site that produces these belts. And it's something we want to all sit down and talk about and make sure everybody's on board with. But anyway, we'll probably talk more about the potential Super Bowl party. I know that maybe Dustin and Butch are possibly heading to New Orleans for Mardi Gras this year, and that may cut into our ability to get as many people as we want in attendance for the Super Bowl. And we may just have to reschedule the winter meetings for later in the year. But we're going to try to put something together. And anyway, I hope everybody has a great new year. And I hope I get to see you guys within the next month and a half or so. So be good. And Adam, I want to just reiterate from the league how happy we are that you're able to make it through everything with Zorro. And we hope the little guy is around for longer than we are. And also, Kelly, we don't want to leave you out. I didn't know what you had been going through with Sheena having cancer. And I know this is not an easy time for you, but we're all thinking about you, and we all send our best because, we certainly know, those of us that have been around you really at all in the last decade extended or whatever, know how much, Sheena and Bear, are really your children. So, we're thinking about you, brother. Anyway, you guys all be good. Take care. And hopefully, like I said, hopefully I can see you soon.